The Andrews government is set to consider a suite of reforms designed to increase the supply of housing in Victoria. Victoria State Cabinet today is said to be discussing the plan, which could include a tax on Airbnb and short-stay properties.
Housing dominated National Cabinet and Parliament's last meetings. Now Victoria is set to consider how to build thousands more homes, with Daniel Andrews set to unveil a housing statement.
It needs to be backed with action, it needs to be backed with some money, and we actually just need to get on with it.
Building or taxing?
Well, I don't like taxes.
The Age reported that the Andrews Cabinet will consider a consumer-facing levy as high as 7.5% on short-term accommodation such as Airbnb. It could raise up to $20 million a year in the city and $30 million on the city's peninsula. But a leading business figure believes it should have been considered at National Cabinet.
I'm not up for an Airbnb tax if it's Victoria only. If we're going to do this, let's do this nationally, because whilst there's a housing issue in Victoria, there's also a housing issue across the rest of the country.
After his federal colleagues secured $1 billion worth of extra housing, State Greens MP Tim Reed says Victoria may need to go beyond the speculated proposal.
The idea of discouraging short stays and pushing some of those properties onto the rental market is a good one. But is this 7.5% or up to 7.5% tax going to be sufficient? The Greens have reservations about that.
And the Coalition is set to oppose the particular measure.
An Airbnb tax, tourism tax, is a tax actually on the consumer. They've already gone after the property owner in the budget, and now they're going after the everyday Victorian that wants to get away for the weekend with their family for a bit of respite. I don't think that's right.
But business leaders say politicians need only look abroad.
You did it across the country. I don't think anyone would mind too much. I mean, if you travel in Europe or the US now, you're paying a tax not only on Airbnb, you're paying it on hotels as well.
It comes as Melbourne's Lord Mayor wants local councils to retain planning controls.
Well, we'd continue to say that local governments have a key and valuable role to play in planning processes, particularly democratically elected councillors who are able to listen, respond and represent the views of locals.
As Victoria's Premier considers major reforms to expedite social housing projects.
Well, I'm not ruling anything in or out.
Simon Love, Sky News, Melbourne.